Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back. You could probably tell by the posters on the wall behind me that I'm really into movies. In fact, it's what I want to do with my life. I went to school to study film and want to be able to write and direct and produce movies. Done a couple of shorts, you see them on my page, that type of thing. So as such, I'm always keeping an eye on things in Hollywood, and being that I always keep an eye on what our folks are doing. Which brings me to the subject of today's rant. This isn't really an organized episode, it's a rant. Well, I guess all my episodes are rants in a way, so let's just push forward. BET. One of the funniest things I've seen in a few years was the Boondocks episode Return of the King, where Martin Luther King gets up and tells, the crowd gathered, that BET is the worst thing I have ever seen. He might be right. I mean, I don't understand it. Walk with me here, work with me here. BET recently had a BET honors program where it honored different artists in different fields. And they honored Tyler Perry. I didn't watch the show, so I assume it's for his television shows, for his movies, for being independent and doing what he wants. They gave him this great honor. We love Tyler Perry. And I'm thinking, well, damn, if you really love Tyler Perry and you really want to support him, why is his show on TBS? Why couldn't his show be on BET? Why couldn't it be first run coming out of BET? Why do you have to go somewhere else to get his show going? You know? I mean, sure, I see BET, they show his movies a lot now, but if you really want to honor somebody, that would have been a great way. The thing that trips me out about these shows is that they always bring on people that you never see on BET unless they're on one of these award shows. I mean, now I'm not counting the musicians. I mean, you see them almost 24/7, or I guess I shouldn't say 24/7 because sometimes they do show Baldwin Hills. Keep my mouth quiet about that, but they show Baldwin Hills. But I don't understand. You'll see these other BET award shows. First of all, there's like 8 million award shows, and I'm not quite clear what they all get. Now, Celebration of Gospel, I understand. Then there's like the hip hop award, hip hop honors, the BET awards, this award, that award. What does it all? What does it all accomplish? I don't know. Maybe somebody can write in a comment and school me on it. But anyway, my idea is, why does the original programming on BET suck so bad? I don't understand it. Black people have their own networks, have their own money, own studios, own resources, own writers. If you act like and this is the BET, if you act like you don't know any black writers, hi, I'm Kevin Sorrell. I am a black writer. But why does the programming suck? Now, I get the whole reality thing. I get it. Reality is cheap to produce. I understand that. That's why you've got the Keisha Cole show, and that's why there was the DMX show, and then the American Gangster show, and then the Baldwin Hill show, and then the Hell Day, and all of that reality, quote unquote, stuff. I get it. But after 20 some odd years of being around, why are there no first run soap operas, dramas, comedy shows? I know I saw the Somebody's show that came on for a few episodes, and it was atrocious. But I did have to give BET credit that they were at least trying. But I don't know what happened to that show. I guess the ratings weren't good. It vanished. But I'm at a loss. And TV1, they're better. They don't 100% get off. They're kind of on the hook too. They're not too much better, but what they do have is better than BET. I mean, really. But I don't understand why we don't have these types of programming. Excuse me. The television show Girlfriends recently got dropped from the CW unceremoniously. Didn't even give them a chance to wrap up this multi-year series. Didn't even give them a chance to have a finale. I was thinking, well, you know what? This is a great opportunity for BET to swoop in and call up the producer, Mara Akil, and say, hey, We're gonna. How about we at least pick up your show for one more season? Let you at least close the show, or say, hey, would you like to continue the show and move it to BET? Shows continue under new networks all the time. Scrubs just jumped from NBC to ABC and is doing fine. I was looking for maybe for that to happen. No, it didn't happen. And it's just really frustrating because you've got the Latino population is growing in this country by leaps and bounds. They're coming in. These people already have multiple TV stations, multiple radio stations. They're doing the damn thing. Black folks, what do we got? We've got one network that is atrocious, another that's trying. We had the Black Family Channel, but now that's gone away. And it makes you wonder why we don't have our own. It's very easy, to come up with new TV shows. They could be done cheaper. I understand that there's budgetary constraints and all of that stuff, but it could be done cheaper. I mean, we could at least try. There was a time they were putting out, the BET Arabesque movies. They were turning the Arabesque novels into movies. I never really saw any of them because, the novels really weren't my cup of tea. But at least it was trying. And now we've seemed to have gone away from that. And it's just frustrating. How can we expect to get ahead in this industry as black people when we aren't even taking care of our own, or we aren't even putting the best foot forward? How many times do I have to watch award shows where we bringing in people and celebrating black people on these shows that you really don't seem to celebrate or work with outside of these shows? It's really a sad thing. It's kind of like watching the NAACP Image Awards the other night. I'm watching these categories, the people nominated in these categories. And you can really tell that there's a dearth of material for black people. I mean, when you have a category Best Supporting Actress, and 3 of the nominees are from the same movie, that's pretty bad. When one of the nominees for Best Actress is Angela Bassett in Meet the Browns, we're in trouble. But I just don't get it. BET is frustrating. You see something with so much potential and doing so little. It's really kind of the story of black people in this country right now, in my opinion. So much potential, so much ability, we're doing nothing with it. Now, as somebody that wants to go into making movies, has ideas for a few TV shows, I don't know what I could really try to do to change BET. My best bet, I guess, would be to work an independent stream and try to catch fire there and see what happens. But, I don't really know. I had hope for BET when Reginald Hudlin was coming in as the head of the entertainment. I mean, this guy is one half of the team that directed the movie for the poster Over My Shoulder, Boomerang, the movie that actually got me wanting to go into film. I thought things were going to be so better, and they weren't. So I don't know. But I just had to get that off my chest. BET is the worst thing I have ever seen. Sadly, yeah. Till next time, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thank you.